Okay, everyone, here we go. This is Ms. McClellan. Somebody asked me to create this video. I thought I had, but I didn't, so I'm going to create it right now. So section 8.3 used to be section 10.1, comparing to populations or proportions. And so we're looking at comparing two different population proportions. So let's see. Suppose we want to compare the proportions of individuals with a certain characteristic in population 1 and population 2. We want to know whether or not there's a difference in our populations. We're going to use subscripts to keep track of our proportions P1 and P2. The ideal strategy is to take separate random samples from each population, and then we're going to use our statistics to compare the sample proportion of people in each population with that characteristic. Alternatively, what if we wanted to compare the effectiveness of two different treatments for some kind of situation like COVID-19? So we have treatment 1 and treatment 2 in completely randomized experiments. And here I will stress the importance of completely randomized experiments. This time the parameters P1 and P2 that we want to compare are the true proportions of successful outcomes for each treatment. And we use those proportions to make a comparison to decide if there is in fact a difference. So this is the notation that we're going to use. Hopefully this is not unfamiliar to you. Populations 1 and 2, parameters, which are proportions, which are decimals, sample statistics, also decimals from the samples, and then the sample sizes. And note, your samples don't have to be the same size. Okay, so here's an example. Do men take more risks than women? Studies say they do. What is the effect of having a woman by your side? An observational study in Massachusetts using random sampling found that males seatbelt wearing jumped by 16.7% when they had a female passenger in the car. And here's some data about that observational study. So of the 44,208 males who had female passengers, 2,777 of them were belted. Of the 2,763 males with male passengers, only 1,363 wore seatbelts. So we're using this one sample to estimate the true size of the gap between males with male passengers and males with female passengers. All right, we know the difference in proportions in the sample. What is the true difference? We need to make a new measure to figure this out, the standard deviation of the sampling distribution model for the difference in sample proportions, which we've already talked about, so this is not so new. So we now have two proportions, one for men with female passengers, one for men with male passengers. We're interested in the difference between them. Note, comparing proportions between populations is often more common, is much more common than questions about isolated percentages, and often more interesting. We often want to know how two groups differ, whether one treatment is better than a placebo, or a different treatment, whether this year's results are better than last year's results. So comparison is the way of the world. To answer the question, we need to know the standard deviation. So this is just a reminder that the standard deviation, if you recall, is the square root of the variance. And so to find the variance of a difference, we add the variances together. So then if we take that the next step to find the standard deviation is the square root of the variance. So it's the square root of this sum, and each variance is the square of its individual standard deviation. So it looks like that. Warning, X and Y must be independent. Okay, fortunately, proportions observed in independent random samples are independent. We're going to use subscripts to keep things straight. So step 1 is our state step. What do you want to know? State the variables, identify the parameters. We want to estimate the true difference in the population proportion, PM, of male drivers who wear seatbelts with a male passenger, and PF, male drivers who wear seatbelts with a female passenger. And we want to do that at a 95% confidence level. Here's the formula for constructing a confidence interval, just in case you forgot. So we start with our sample statistic, in which case we're taking the difference in the two samples, multiplied by, this star should be up higher, Z star times the standard error. All right, step 2, plan. What method will we use? Check your assumptions. We will use a 95% confidence interval for the difference in proportions. Conditions random. It is stated in the problem that the samples are random. The 10% condition, we can assume that the thousands of drivers that we're looking at are less than 10% of all drivers in Massachusetts, so we're fine there. And all of these numbers, NM, etc., that looks complicated, but basically these are the males wearing their seatbelts with male passengers, males not wearing their seatbelts with male passengers, males wearing their seatbelts with female passengers, males not wearing their seatbelts with female passengers. All these numbers must be greater than or equal to 10, which they are. Okay, so here are the numbers. So the number of males driving with female passengers, the number of males driving with male passengers. Okay, so the proportions, we just take these are the ones wearing their seatbelts, divided by the total, 0.66 for female passengers, 0.493 for male passengers. Notice the hats on the P's. Standard error, okay, we take these proportions, the first one times 1 minus, so 0.66 plus 0.34 adds up to 1, divided by N and F in this case. And over here, same thing with this number, 0.493, 0.507 divided by 2763. This gives us our standard error of 0.012. And to calculate the margin of error, we multiply the 0.012 times our z, which for 95% confidence is 1.96. That gives us 0.024. So the confidence interval takes the difference in the proportions and adds and subtracts the 0.024. And that gives us this interval, 0.143 to 0.191. Now, what conclusions can we draw about this? We can say, yes, there is a difference. Why can we say there is a difference? Because all these numbers are positive. 0 is not included, okay? This is female minus male. So this is saying that when males have female passengers in their car, the proportion of times they'll be wearing their seatbelts is higher by somewhere between 14.3% and 19.1%. The actual value is, we're 95% confident that the actual value is in this interval. Therefore, we are confident that there is a difference. On the calculator, 2 prop z int, just going to pull up my calculator. So you do stat, scroll over to tests, 2 prop z int is, where is that? 1 prop z int, 2 prop z int, there it is, letter B. Select that, and then you put your numbers in. Okay, so x1 is, and I don't have the numbers here, I'm not going to do it, but you just fill the numbers in. So that's the numerator, the denominator, the numerator, the denominator. Change this to 0.95, calculate, and you should get the same numbers that we got from before. All right, so that's an example from section 8.3.